What does it take to teach children to be kind and compassionate, to be global citizens, to care about their neighbors, to care about their local communities, to care about people in other countries, and to make a positive difference on the lives of others? Can those qualities be taught? Can one be taught to be a better, more caring person? Doing Good is a curriculum intended to provide coaches, educators, facilitators, and school administrators with some tools to help teach young people about problems facing the world, about caring for others, and about getting involved and making the world a better place. The Doing Good curriculum was developed by Kelly Quayle, an educator from Northern California, and Tom Nazario, founder of the Forgotten International Foundation, a nonprofit in San Francisco, California.
Some people say that good people aren't made, they're born. And whether or not that's true, I guess we'll never really know. But putting that aside, I would like to try to influence as many young people as possible to be relatively good people, to be global citizens, to care about their neighbors, to care about their local communities, to care about people that they've never even met in another part of this planet, and to make a positive difference on the lives of others.
I think that the whole purpose of the curriculum and why we developed it in the first place is for students, particularly students in this day and age, to really become global citizens and feel like they're connected, that there's a true interconnectivity between people of all cultures all across the world.
By teaching the students how others in the world live, and through exercises, they develop gratitude for the things they have.
They begin to appreciate how lucky they are, at least when compared to other people in this world. And then we move them through various kinds of exercises where they learn about empathy and finally compassion. And then they turn that compassion into action and do projects to help other people.
One class that incorporates the Doing Good curriculum is David Homa's social entrepreneurship class at Los Gatos High School in Northern California.
There's a part to this book that I want to real quick take a look at. By using the book Doing Good in my class, especially with some of the questions that are asked of the students, they're really able to dig deeper into what it means to do good, and I do see changes in them. And then we add in Skype calls that we do with students that we work with in Kisumu, Kenya, and they're able to really take what they learn in the book and put it into more of a real practice by actually communicating and talking directly with kids just their age who just happen to be on the other side of the world. We had the amazing opportunity to be able to speak with Abednego.
Over the past 2 years, David Homa's classes have raised the money to make it possible for Abednego to go to college.
Oh, how many languages do you know?
Actually, I can speak 5 languages. The first one is French. I can speak Spanish. I can speak English, Swahili, and the vernacular language in Kenya called Luo.
Now, you should ask our students how many languages they know.
Please don't.
1.
Yeah. All right.
Only 1? No.
Yeah.
You should know at least 2.
Yes.
Abednego is a guy who he has so many siblings and he doesn't have the option to go to college, and the fact that we're able to do that for him is huge, and getting to meet him, that was even more amazing because it just brings it into reality, it makes it a lot more real to me.
We learned a lot about how much harder it is there, especially just the basic everyday things we take for granted.
As long as I've been teaching, I've been trying to integrate aspects of empathy and compassion so that my students can actually take that with them beyond just what they learn in the textbook and hopefully build on that. And so much of the research these days shows how that can benefit their happiness as they go into their adulthood.
Ann Snow uses the Doing Good curriculum in her Atlas Club at Riverside High School in Greer, South Carolina.
One of the key components I feel is missing from a high school education is compassion, empathy, more global awareness. Doing Good is really raising our kids' awareness of their place in the world. The more I started with my work with Atlas and these doing good programs, ideas, and lessons, the more I realized that every teacher really should have a component of this to their teaching if they really want to make an impact on these kids' lives now and moving forward to their future career paths. Just one list. You're going to write on the sticky notes. You're not going to write on the poster board.
Anne uses exercises from the Doing Good curriculum to develop gratitude by helping students understand how much they really have.
Today we're going to be working on a lesson that talks about the basic necessities of what everybody needs versus what we actually want.
Good grades.
Good grades. Is that a have or a want, Josh? Okay. What else?
Things that I would take for granted, like a bed, like my laptop, phone, internet, social media, things like that. That's like stuff that I grew up with, I would take for granted.
They really are, right? Imagine not having access to
a lot of times, especially in the culture that we live in, those lines between those two get blurred. What we think are our needs are really things that we want, where they're not necessary in any way to live.
After students work to distinguish what they believe might be wants versus needs, they create posters to hang in the halls of the school to share what they've learned.
We've done some local projects this year, and we also have an international global project. Each year, all of our activities funds are raised for one specific global community.
This year we're working on a project called St. Vincent's for an orphanage in Kenya.
What we did is we did our normal regular fundraisers. So at every meeting, we would have a country chosen and we would make food for that country and then sell that food.
I think after this experience, I realized that, myself included, a lot of people don't truly understand exactly what's going on in the world. We're kind of in this bubble that doesn't provide us with reality. And I think it's really important that we break out of that bubble and see what is going on around us in order to become more compassionate.
It's humbling knowing that I have everything, but there are people who have absolutely nothing. And even if I'm just, giving an hour at this meeting or, helping out with this event, that I feel like I'm making some of a difference to people's lives who, again, that I'll never get to meet.
It was like a really satisfying experience, just like knowing that we're like working towards like a bigger cause and seeing where all of it's going to.
If you have the ability to help other people, I think that you should always go for it.
Bill Gates was recently interviewed, and he said that one of the reasons why he does what he does today is because as a child, his mother would take him to work on projects each weekend with the United Way. And he grew up learning that people had far less than he did, that people needed help. And that stayed with him. And so to the extent that young people become successful, to the extent that they have the ability to give and care for others, and pretty much we all do, I would like to embed that idea in their hearts and minds. And so when they get older and they have the capacity to help others, they simply do that.
I really want students to feel empowered and to feel like they have the tools and kind of the motivation, the inspiration to want to do good in this world. Every year my students put on a kindness week, and the middle school that I work at is 900 plus students. One year they wrote a letter to every single student in the school. You guys should have your letters for your classmates, yes?
Dear best friend, Nadia. OMG, I don't even know where to start. LOL, I'm lost. I love you, Miss President of 8th grade Student Council. You're a friend that everyone would be lucky to have.
We wanted them to know that they are special, not just feel special, but know that they are really important.
There's just an overall attitude of a shift and a focus on kindness, which is a really big deal at a middle school.
From Tati, P.S. I love you, best friend.
The Forgotten International plans to put their Doing Good curriculum in schools across the United States. The seeds that this curriculum will plant can spread into thousands of more compassionate people who are willing to reach out and take action to make this world a better place.
Kids today, they have access to the entire world in the palm of their hands. So let's teach them how they could use that to really make a difference in the world.
It seems to me that if more people, locally, around the world, cared for others in the same way they care for their own children, care for other family members, this world would have to be a better place.
It was amazing to know that we could do something together and to do something great for another person. And it was just an amazing feeling.